Hi guys, it's Lesley Tao here and welcome to my YouTube. Now today I'm going to tell you how the pandemic created a very bad food habit for us.
Okay.
So it created around a $3,400, which is around £2,500 a monthly spend, mostly on Deliveroo. So this is for our family, and I'm going to tell you how we've dealt with it as well, because in case you guys have fallen into some money traps, hopefully my tips can help you out too. Now before I go a bit further, you know what to do. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. If you're not, you don't need to, so everything is cool. But let me just give you my full confession. So in general, our food budgeting skills as a household have been pretty terrible. Actually, no food budget actually existed in our household until a few months ago. So our household has 2 adults, so me and my husband, a 2.5-year-old toddler, and 2 pugs, so 2 girl pugs. For complete transparency, guys, we were spending, as I've mentioned, £2,500 a month on just our food bills. So in the US, that equates to roughly $3,416.
Damn!
And this, guys, doesn't include what we pay on our mortgage, our electricity bills, our gas bills, our water bills, broadband bills, and council tax, which is a household tax we need to pay to the government in the UK. This amount of money, £2,500, was just spent purely on food and could easily be someone's monthly salary. Yeah, a very generous salary at that as well. So if I break the food bill down, it basically includes lots of delivery orders. So the Deliveroo orders formed about £1,700 of the food bill pie, so that's roughly $2,300, and that's about 68% of our food bill per month. And the remaining £800, which is a bit over $1,000, was spent on supermarket shops, coffee runs to Starbucks or Costa, but that makes up the Deliveroo orders was mainly the bit that made up the chunk of our massive food bill. By the way, it wasn't always like this, but since the pandemic, I think we got a bit lazy and we just was used to ordering everything to the house. So this included supermarket shops as well. I know, we're very guilty. And one of my favorite YouTubers, finance YouTubers, Gray and Stefan, he would not be happy with this household's food bill spend, and nor was I. However, positive changes have been implemented now, and all we need to do is follow the food bill plan consistently. So why is it important to set a food bill? Well, I don't think I've ever set a food bill in my life. So it's not a habit. So generally I'll just go out and buy, whatever we needed for the household, or when we eat out, I've never really looked at the bill too much or the prices. I was probably a bit more conscious of, monetary spend on food when I was at university, because I had a bit more of a budget then, but that was like so long ago. So how did this come about? So everything came to a bit of a head when I decided to look into our household expenses, and this is in August 2021, so only a few months ago. And the reason for that is because I was doing it for our business anyway, so I might as well do it for my household as well. And because I'm expecting a second child now, who's due at the end of January 2022, I wanted to actually allocate more money towards both of my children's junior ISA accounts. So I was seeing where I can, get a little bit of extra from. So I think I found where the money's been going and where I can get it from now, i.e. our food bill. And just in case you guys don't know what a junior ISA is, so it's a bit like the Roth IRA in the USA. It's so the government give you, or in this case your children, the junior ISA, a tax-free amount that you could put towards an ISA account, and if you then go and reinvest that money into stocks and shares or index funds, etc., the interest and the compound interest, so the compound interest and on the money you've been putting in is tax-free. And in the UK, the junior ISA account is up to £9,000 a year tax-free, so it's pretty good. But the only caveat is you can't use that money because it belongs to your child, and they can only touch it when they reach the age of 18. Yeah. And as I've mentioned, in the USA, the equivalent is a custodial Roth IRA, which a parent can open for their children or child. So of course, if you guys have been following me on Facebook, I'm a massive fan in index funds. Yeah, so it's another favourite thing because I like taking advantage over the compound interest over time. If you want me, by the way, to write a separate article on ISAs, it's that sort of mainly UK focus, just let me know in the comments below. I might get a friend of mine to come on with me because she's a financial advisor, so she might be using a bit more technical language and I'll use just break down, Lesley language so you can understand it a bit more. So my goal after going through this massive food bill that we incurred, monthly food bill, was to reduce our monthly food spending to have at least another £1,500 floating around, which would go into the children's ISA account. So that's how this whole issue came up, of how I was looking at what have we been eating, what have we been drinking, how much is it costing us, etc, etc. So guys, what is a healthy monthly food budget? So that was a question that I had no clue about because every household is different. In my case, to create a household food budget, I had to determine how much other people who had a similar family size to mine were spending every month on food. So I started off by asking my family members what their food budgeting skills were like. And to my surprise, some of them are like me, i.e. my brother and my sister-in-law. They don't really look at what they're spending every month, but other family members actually do budget for their food. So we had answers that range from £250 all the way to £1,000 a month. 2, we don't have a monthly food budget. So that was interesting. And I also put a post up on my Facebook. I'm quite active on Facebook, so if you want to see more of what I do on a daily basis, feel free to add me, Lesley Tao, on Facebook. So I put a post out on the 23rd of August 2021 on my page, and the post was, how much do you spend on your groceries, eating and household expenses every month, not including bills? So this was obviously quite a popular topic because I got over 50 passionate comments. Now the first thing to note is most households do budget, so we were obviously missing a trick there. So do budget for their food, okay? So the first thing to note is that most households do budget. Their weekly food spends ranges from £80 a week all the way up to £2,500 a week. And there's also a few pickles in the sand like us who had no idea and have to check their Uber Eats or Deliveroo accounts to total all the numbers up. The good thing is, everyone was able to contribute to the conversation because it's about opening up these conversations that are really, it's interesting to see what everyone's doing because it's not something that comes up all the time. I've never, ever in my life until now, or until August, had a conversation with like any of my friends or anybody asking them about how much they spend on their food as a household. But it's interesting because then you start looking into and thinking about your food spending habits. So I've included some screenshots, guys, of what people have been saying. So that was all pretty cool and pretty interesting. I wanted to flag up a more controversial comment. So it's made by a friend of mine called David Hargreaves. So David said this: we don't budget for anything in the household. We focus our energies on making more money and making money work harder. You become what you focus on. Now guys, there's nothing wrong with David's comment at all. And it's always good to get different ideas, and not so long ago, to be honest, I used to have the same mentality as David. The focus is always on front of house and bring the money in. However, I want to run a much tighter ship at home, just like my businesses. So this is especially so because my husband's from a country called Lebanon and it's going through a massive crisis at the moment. The ordinary people like us who had jobs and had businesses have suddenly found themselves in need and hungry and having to rely on charity and food banks to feed themselves and their family. So this has happened to our friends and family in Lebanon who used to be sort of middle class, white collar professionals, but they're finding, at the moment they're barely able to make ends meet. So I guess it's a personal thing. So I'm going to share David's comment below. So essentially, I used to agree with David, but now I don't, only because I want to run a much tighter ship, just like running a business. So that means, yes, you need to focus on the front end, but also the back end's very important. You want to know you should be knowing exactly what's going in and out of your business, and you should be knowing what's going in and out of your household as well in terms of expenses. Now, what was a big changer for us as a household, guys, is my food robot. So I bet you're like, what's that? One of my biggest challenges, because my husband can't cook, literally, he can make toasty sandwiches, okay, was how am I going to cook 2 to 3 meals a day for my family and cook different meals a day? And that was really like a big headache for me because I also work, and also I'm not an excellent cook, so I can't, you know, not that I can't, but I don't have like loads of recipes that I can just change into things. And this is very unlike my dad, who is a professional chef. So I only know how to whip up a few dishes through the art of culinary freestyling, I call it. And to be honest, the thought of slaving away over the stove to prepare 3 meals a day really didn't seem like any fun. It was very daunting for me. Big thumbs up and virtual hugs to those of you who are whipping up 2 to 3 meals a day for your family. I think you guys are absolutely amazing. But anyway, so I invested in a Thermomix machine. So that's my robot cooking machine, and it's great because there's an app called Cookie Do, and it syncs in once you've sort of chosen which recipe you want. So it syncs directly into my Thermomix machine. I've been basically whipping up like freshly baked breads and fantastic meals and different meals and treats for the family. And I've been, you know, making different cuisine, so all the way from cakes, pasta bakes, Indian cuisine, Arabic cuisine, roasts and more, all the way to some more simple things like jams and sauces, etc. The machine is great. I will write a more thorough Thermomix review if you guys are interested, by the way, so I can show you how it works. But how it's cut down my cooking time is that it basically chops, slices, measures and cooks for me. The only thing the machine doesn't do is it doesn't fry or bake. It just tells me every step of the stage what I need to do, and I chuck it in. For full transparency though, guys, there is a price tag attached to a Thermomix machine, so it's not for everyone. So we paid about just a little bit over £1,000, which is around $1,000, let's say $300 to $500. Because we had a few add-ons, but this piece of technology has changed the cooking experience and food dynamics in my family. So this includes, you know, me actually enjoying cooking at home more and creating that sort of environment, which is very healthy for the family. So I stuck a picture of a raisin loaf of bread that I baked in the oven. That was quite fun because had 3 bits of dough stretched out that I had to twist around, getting a bit more technical. So these are my concluding thoughts, guys. You can actually save more money with food budgeting, which means that you can allocate more money elsewhere, such as investing, savings, or purchasing something that is outside of investing or saving altogether. So at the moment, we currently have an additional £1,500, which I'm really happy with because this is going to go straight into my children's junior ISA account and also our emergency cash flow pot. The only difference there is now is that more effort's been put into my weekly food plan, which means that we hit the supermarket together and we look at recipes together as a family. Even my toddler gets to participate, which is great for his development. So he has a little kitchen that I've got in my big kitchen, and he sort of works alongside me when I'm cooking. And this has made the whole effort a really enjoyable collective family affair and has brought us even closer together. We've also been bulk buying our daily essentials, so such as toilet paper, tissue boxes, cleaning products, washing products, nappies for the baby, dog food, kitchen paper towels, etc. So we bulk buy from Costco for about 6 months as well now, so we have those items at home. This has saved us quite a lot of money in the long run. So I guess my question for you is, do you budget? You know, do you do your food budgeting? If so, do share your food budget and some helpful tips below, because I am reading my comments and I would like some more helpful tips as well if you guys are more ahead of the game than I. But I hope you really enjoyed today's topic, and if you haven't already, please smash that like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!